Hello. Welcome to the stream. Been a few days since we last streamed. Been a couple of issues. But today's issue is basically just me being a bit slow, losing track of time. Yeah, finally back. Fortunately, internet has been a bit unstable over the weekend. It looks like we're good now. Hopefully. Just making sure that everything is running as it is supposed to, more or less. Seems to be the case. I hope. And I would be sad, but seems like we're okay. People be eyeing. But yeah, we're gonna continue the Haas. I don't know how much I'll be able to stream today, but I'm gonna try and get out 3, maybe 4 races done. So we shall see exactly how well that goes. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's here. Again, been bumpy since last time I streamed. Been a lot of things going on, but we're back into it, and I believe we're ready to just head to the race weekend. Hey Dom. I feel like you're yelling at me like I've done something very, very wrong. With that full caps. We have rain in practice. That's fine. That means no problems. Giovinazzi, if I remember correctly last time, as long as we put Drogovic in Giovinazzi's seat, we're usually good. If we put him in anyone else's seat, aka Magnussen's seat, we usually spin to win, which is not a fun time. I don't know why I went back there. That was a bit too soon. We need to fix the other settings too for the car. Just sim our way to practice fairly easily here. Yeah, again, apologies for starting a little bit late. Lost track of time. Had to kind of hurry back home. Working a little bit of overtime today to catch up on a few things, unfortunately. Next up, let's get the used parts into the cars for practice. We'll have to see what we do with Magnussen here, because as I said, I would like an extra engine and an extra power unit energy store, just to be safe. Drogovic should be fine, like he has enough parts for, not Drogovic, Gio, Italian Jesus, has enough parts that he should be fine, even if he crashes out a couple of times. I don't want him to, but he should be okay even if he does. We'll see exactly how that goes. I'm Joe from last stream. Since I'm in the Discord, I thought I used the account using. Okay. I'm still using your brilliant disaster. So that is great. Nice to see you again. An audio save and restricting yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The restriction game DNA is a bit way more fun. Like if the games was like this, had the kind of longevity from the get-go, I think it would be a lot more fun. Just excited. Only got into F1 match start of this month, and I'm addicted to all your content. I'm glad you enjoy. Yeah, I would assume that was it, Esther. The brilliant title, Joe. I think we're ready to just power through practice here. Hopefully. Okay, so we already have some penalties coming through here. 4 cars, 1 Merc. That'll be a bit interesting to have a bit of a look at. Try this, that should be okay. This one should fix itself. I'll see you then, Dom.
We return.
Optimal, good. Well, I can see why it's only good. We're kind of lacking a little bit there. That's fine. Just do like so. And Magnussen, he's lacking a little bit in the other direction, so we should try that. Should be enough to bring both our drives to 100. That is something we should be more than happy with, honestly. I like to think I'm restricting myself, even though I'm not, since my car is currently middle of the pack. I think it depends on tracks. Like, some tracks cornering is just king, but generally cornering just seems to be a bit more important than top line speed, honestly. But yeah, it's still a restriction of some sort, to be fair. Okay, let's get in the proper car pieces here. Get through quali. Could be fine to use this, but yeah, I think we are gonna have to take an engine penalty for Magnussen, just so that we aren't lacking the penalty. Then it's the engine department if we get another opportunity for victory. Yeah, this should be okay for this race. Let's get quali started.
Radio check. Yeah.
Because we have another few cars that get immediately sent out. Gonna be a crowded track, kinda. I still think we'll be fine. Gio has been struggling though, if I remember correctly. He got knocked out in Q1 last time. We have Leclerc here being kind of a roadblock. Depending on when we catch up to him. We didn't catch up to him, but the fact that Magnussen and Gio is so close to each other is kind of scary. Canada next, which is one long straight in a load of corners. Canada should be fine, yeah. We are probably going to have to do another run. We'll just do it on the same scrub softs. I think that should be okay. But if you look at the time of Verstappen to Magnussen, it's not that big of a difference. Yeah, I think we're going to do one more run just to be safe. There are cars between, like, I don't think they're going to improve super much. Might actually be safe here for Gio. Let's see here. I think Gio is actually safe, but I was just worried for nothing. So let's see how this goes. We're not going to send out another run. I thought we might have to. We might have to. He's so close to the cutoff. Both of our cars are kind of close to the cutoff, so I'm going to send both of them out. I am a bit undecided at times, but that's just how it be. I've not had a look at any mods, Dean, but I have been considering doing using the same save game mod / editor to breathe some new life into the game for me. So I might pull that out once I make a new video of some sort. Yeah, Gio was safe, didn't need to do anything. Magnussen improved a little bit. Gio not so much. But that is us through first qual at least. And we'll just stick with these scrubs for the next run. Probably gonna have Gio use fresh scrubs in this one.
Check.
Maybe even Magnussen as well.
Yeah, loading clear.
For that second run, we will see. Right now, I think we're okay. I am, as you guys can hear, a bit sniffly. Coffee still. Apologies for that. Honestly, putting in car skins is good too. Makes it a bit more interesting. Drivers keep locking up. Do you have really low cooling on your brakes? But yeah, it looks like Gio, at least we're gonna give him the fresh softs here. And we'll have to see what we'll need to do with Magnussen. Hello, PC Valley. Good day to you too. And I'm still undecided what we should do with Magnussen here. I'm thinking since we're seeing 3 teams potentially ahead of us here, we're gonna put Magnussen on a fresh set too. Just to be safe.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Because Verstappen will go faster than Magnussen for sure. And potentially here, yeah, we're gonna use fresh set of tires for both of them. I agree, Tiba. Eba? I'm sorry for butchering your name, probably. Yeah, I agree that we're gonna do both cars here on fresh tires. Just to be safe. Gio's gonna need it, Magnus is gonna need it, Verstappen is gonna be quicker than him. And climbing up slightly would be kind of difficult if we didn't. Let's see where we end up. Magnus in 7th, Gio still 15th. That's a bit of a bummer. Didn't notice any big accidents. So yeah, we still need to level Gio for him to be a viable race winner, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate. Only 3, let's go.
Ready check, Kevin.
We'll send Magnussen out on the scrubs to start with. And then we'll just give him the fresh one for the second run. Looks like we got no one blocking him though in this first run, which is good. Alonso did get kind of blocked though by Leclerc. Bottas, more like it. So we are going to use the fresh sets here. Should still be okay for the race. I would prefer to have 2 sets of fresh softs. But I think it's fine. To be fair, the last couple of times we've been out and about, Magnussen had kind of brilliant starts where he had been jumping to 3 cars every time. So we'll see if he can do that this race as well. Pronounce it really, so Tiba? Is that the one? Circuit I think is best taking energy penalties. Honestly, I base it mainly lean on just when I have an opportunity due to a bad quali. Something like that, like in Monaco. If you have a bad quality and going to struggle to get back up, it might be a good place, but at the same time, if we hadn't taken penalties then this season, we'd probably have ended up with more points than we did. So, I think it's more based on when it's more opportune to take penalties. Usually I'll need an extra set of everything, personally. So with that in mind, I usually try and take 1 or 2 sets of penalties earlier. And particularly when, if you have a look here, have a look at how the AI is doing. So for instance, we go into lap history, car condition for Leclerc, you can see that he currently has 75% engine. And these 2 pieces are both starting to become weak. Probably going to take, slow down in races, either this weekend or the next. Same for Verstappen and Perez. They are a little bit healthier, but again, within 2-3 races, they're going to be suffering as well. So usually I try and take penalties when, like something like Russell Verstappen, he has a completely fresh engine in for the cars that are my direct competitors, because it'll be harder to win when they have their good parts, when they have the engine, the ERS, everything, gearbox, freshly fitted. So I take that into account too, from when I want to take engine penalties. So it's not just a track, it's mainly when the AI has changed out their components for fresh ones. That works out too. Good longer DRS zones, these no overtaking spots. Not a bad choice. Now, how hard of a penalty is Hamilton taking? Is he going to fall down behind us? Looks like it. Yeah, the AI keeps on using beaten up parts way too much. They just need to give them either allow them to cheat on part, like practice doesn't take as much in terms of durability, or just kind of change it completely. Leclerc or Norris? The thing is, reserve drivers really grow super quick, so you can always take Piastri, Behrman, there's a bunch of them, and you slap them in a reserve seat for a year or two, and they'll become monsters in their own right. Okay, so long pit lane, 28 seconds. Performance wise here, the soft is just kind of superior, 3/10 quicker than the mediums, just 100 of degradation. Same for medium to hard. So we kind of wanna, one stopper is probably the play here, but if we can take advantage of a safety car, we can probably get a, you know, a huge gap on the opposition. Can expect 2 stoppers there, as you can see, potentially. But the soft and the mediums just have such huge advantage compared to the other tires. Again, they'll be quicker for, again, virtually their entire life cycle. So as you can see, due to 2 stopping, it'll be slower. But if we can get a safety car stop in here, could potentially make something out of it. Yeah, Piastri grows really quick, and again, the main stats you want to focus on is basically braking and the other 2 pace stats, and you're usually good. They are the one that has the most to say for lap times. I think we do want to do this strategy for both our drivers here. The 2-stopper is maybe a tad aggressive, potentially slower, as you can see as well. But I think just it's either this or we do a reverse one when we start on the harder compound and just try and stick to the cars in front. I think this could work, and we'll just change it up as necessary with potential safety cars. We'll overfuel the 1 lap we're allowed. And as you guys probably figured by now, I am a big fan of, you know, stopping twice. It just makes the game more fun. Well, share is very good with well-run status as well. Very true. But yeah, Giovinazzi pushed up 2 places to 13th. Minus moved up 1 place to 6th. So it's going to be interesting to see how well our drivers do here. Again, we're going to be starting on the soft tires. Giovinazzi is going to be starting on used ones. Honestly, starting Magnussen on non-used soft, just to give him that little bit of extra oomph in the beginning is probably good. And we're going to do the same here for Gio. With that, I think we're actually ready to go. Hey, Jack. Don't worry. I remembered Drogovic there for you. Doing, yeah. Could also be good.
I hope I'm not tempted. The drivers are ready and the crowds are waiting. It's the Dutch Grand Prix.
Don't worry about it, Jack. I'm just happy seeing you around.
Lights out and away we go.
Lights out, away we go indeed. So we have some soft runners, some medium runners, mainly soft runners though. This should get interesting. Looks like we are kind of stuck behind a few cars in Norris making a move. A pretty good move, all things considered. But we are kind of getting held up by the side-by-side running Red Bulls.
Okay, nice work.
Yeah, Doohan needs a little bit of work before he stops being a crash magnet, unfortunately. He was fighting Alonso. Doing a good job here. But again, couldn't just keep it in there. Magnus at 2 is having a bit of a fight there due to being stuck behind certain Red Bulls.
Good job.
We'll see how exactly this race goes. You're still having fun over there with Alonso.
Focus on the Haas.
Okay, fairly good. It is interesting to see that there's so many cars still running like side by side. Almost at the end of the first lap. Main concern now for Magnussen is he is stuck behind Perez. And Perez has mediums. He's getting closer to the cutoff area of DRS. So we kind of want to try and power through here before we hit that cutoff area.
Very good job.
Yeah, still making moves. It's good to see. Yeah, Magnussen gets left behind by the top 4 here, top 5. We are going to get in trouble in a different kind of way. Theo still fighting. The reason why I start with 1 lap, plus 1 lap of fuel, is because we tested in an earlier stream. Generally, weight has very, very little effect on your car. So overfueling your car to the maximum will usually be very, very beneficial for you. So I've restricted myself during this playthrough that the max overfuel I'm allowed is just that single extra lap of fuel. Because it's just not powerful. Even that might actually be too much, so we have to see if I get rid of it soon. Magnus is kind of struggling though now. Again, can't get by the Minister of Defense. So we'll speed it up a little bit, see if we get something done during DRS. Can only hope. And hopefully we do, because if not, we're actually going to fall very, very far behind here. Just straight up struggling at this stage. You do wear tires more, but again, it's I feel like the sacrifice is worth it, personally, at least. Magnussen is still struggling, just barely got by at this stage. Took him 5 laps. Yeah, though, up into the points, running in for clean air here. Good to see. But yeah, I don't know if we have the speed currently to catch up to the cars in front now. We'll have to see here. 14.2. It's slower than the Ferraris. But we'll see if we can catch up to maybe Russell and Verstappen. Theo does seem to be losing out to the cars in front, and he is, unfortunately. So yeah, I need to get his braking up a little bit more again. Magnussen seems to be running about the same as the cars in front, but a tenth or so slower. Which is also a concern. Because we aren't actually leaving behind the DRS train behind us too, which is painful. Seems like the Ferraris have developed well. And we are losing out even more now to cars up front. Mainly due to the fact that Verstappen is now driving the train instead of Russell. And we could have been on that train if we hadn't been stuck behind the man for too long. Hello, Thanos. How you doing? Bit of an unfortunate one. Let's see. Let's burn down to, I guess, half a kilogram. That way we have something to play with once we get to pitting time. Because yeah, right now our car really isn't that good, as it turns out. The restrictions are doing their work. We don't have a superior car to the cars in front of us. And I'm looking forward to next season because we're getting hit by a slightly bigger regulation change this year. Yeah, the Ferrari's looking scary. They're not running super far away up front, but they're still kind of running away. Gio has caught up to the DRS train in front of him, so he's doing well. See if he can climb there. Yeah, not the best weekend for Magnussen so far. Speed it up a little bit more, I think. Should be okay. In terms of tires, we burned enough tire now that we're about equal to... Well, we still have slight tire advantage even while burning fuel. Due to us starting on the non-destroyed tire. Gio takes Bottas.
Let's take a look at the replay. Now just focus on the Haas.
Simple DRS overtake, very nice. Magnussen has been re-overtaken by Paris though. Those mediums starting to kind of shine. Soft should still be quicker at this stage because again, it's just 100 degradation per lap, even while we've been pushing. But again, Red Bull does have a faster car than us, so it's not too surprising. You see Italian Jesus finishing P7? It helps, Steve, for sure. The thing is now, because of the restrictions in this save, we don't have a very, very good car. Probably have the 4th, maybe 5th best car. So even if I do that, we just want to have enough power to run away. Even if I go full aggressive on tires and everything. So, unfortunately, can't do that. Oh, that's a yikes, Dean. I've done that though. Like the first McLaren stream, I did that for a quali and completely ruined the race because I think it was Belgium. So it hurt even extra due to the track. But yeah, as you can see, Magnussen is kind of getting left behind by Perez. But Perez is just straight up not catching the, cars in front.
Kev, if you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Go aggressive and push a little bit here. Again, it's a long pit lane.
Okay to push.
In terms of where we'd come out, Magnussen would come out probably last actually, or around last. So he'd have to go through the entire team here, but there are a lot of cars pitting, so should be safe from that perspective. So I think we're just gonna push tires for a lap or two. If you have a look in the description, Thanos, you can see most of the limitations there. I think I forgot to put in the fuel one, but the other limitations at play are in the description there, which gives the game a lot more longevity, honestly. Just go full on attack here, get Magnussen in for his medium stint. As you can see, he's estimated to come out last, so that's gonna that is gonna be painful, but we should be seeing some cars pitting soon, all of them on mediums or softs. I think is fine. Might actually come out in the gap here between Show and the rest of them. Came out ahead of Show, that's actually beautiful. Dan and Jason have a goat race so far. Yeah, it's looking good though for Magnussen. Came out a bit better. Gio, not the greatest, unfortunately, in terms of pit stops. But still something we can accept. Run him standard. We'll see if we can make something happen here. I'm particularly interested in how our lap times are going to look compared to the Ferraris up front. Because one of them is running medium and the other one's running soft. But DRS is probably helping them, to be fair.
Haas with an overtake.
Oh no, Gio is playing with Schumacher. That's scary. Magnussen did set immediately new fastest lap. That is good news. Lap time 13.0. 13.0. 7 times quicker than Ferraris. It's gonna still be difficult. He'd have to keep that up for about 30 laps. Make the pit stop worth. So we'll see what can happen here. Anyone seen this? Buy extra gearbox, used it before quali. I haven't seen that, no. Yeah, I hope the driver stats are a bit more diverse in next edition. We have a bunch of pit stops. Unfortunately, Gio did not jump Norris, but that's actually fine. Magnussen now starting to work on a few of the more annoying cars. Verstappen has gone on to hards. Leclerc has gone on to hards. So a lot of these are doing the one-stopper. But Magnussen is really struggling with just straight up overtaking currently. Like, he's fighting old softs. And just not getting the job done. There we go. Helped Gio overtake. Kind of lacking energy, but he usually does his job pretty well at this stage.
An excellent move by Haas to gain a few places. Let's see what happened there. Now just focus on the Haas.
Gio just styling on those McLarens. We have more pit stops. A new fastest lap again. So we have jumped Paris in the pit. That is for sure. Question now is, can we catch, even if we go balanced at this point? Gio up into 8th, but then again we need to pit again. This strategy. Russell's pitting. I don't see us catching. Verstappen is the problem. Because we're still running about the same in terms of times. Ferrari with Leclerc is running kind of quick. They've snapped the fastest lap immediately back. So we aren't super quick this weekend. Could be the mod, but I don't think so, Jack. It's probably just a weird bug. Yeah. Gonna have to push fuel here and see, because again, if we could catch up to Verstappen, that would be good. We just started a little bit lower down the grid and being stuck behind Perez. Creating that gap down to Verstappen has actually caused us a lot of pain here. Gio, 6 seconds up to Hamilton. I don't see him closing that down, unfortunately, unless we have a safety car. So we'll see what happened here. Hey, thank you for your membership, Dean. My naming sense sucks, by the way, so if anyone has better suggestions for that, let me know. See, Magnus is not really catching up to Verstappen. Gio not really catching up to Hamilton. Again, kind of what we expected, honestly. So I think we'll save a little bit of fuel here. Discar 2023 mod? Yeah, modding on consoles is just pure pain. Unless the game itself allows for it. Yeah. Looks like we are kind of struggling here. The engine should be fine. It's a Renault engine. The worst one. But it does have the benefit of not losing power until 70%. So we'll see exactly how that plays out for us. Could push a bit of fuel here for Gio to try and get a little bit more gap to Gasly, but I think it's better to just push on in-lap and probably push the softs once we get those. Could go a bit aggressive on the tire usage to the end here, but we'll see. If we get a safety car, that would potentially help us out a lot here. But again, need to have it a little bit later. We shall see. Some of the liveries have a weird mirror logo issue. The mod liveries, I assume. Yeah. To be fair, if we had developed the car here without any restrictions, I have no doubt that Magnussen and Gio would be 1-2. Which is actually unfortunate. To some degree. Heading around lap 51. 6 laps to go. Magnussen is getting caught up right now by Hamilton. He's just that much quicker than us. C2 running... He's actually running hard tires, and he's that quick. That's a bit of a surprise. Gasly and Albon are the only other 2 cars that are on a 2-stopper. So we'll see what we do here. Thinking of power loss, how much does the engine actually lose? Hello, Razak. It depends. But once you hit the yellow mark, you can expect around half a second a lap. I did make a video where I tested it more in depth. Magnus is now getting overtaken by Hamilton. But you can expect at least half a second at yellow, and minor losses like that on the way down to yellow. Database mode also updates the cars. Stroll also getting podiums. Might have been a little bit too much of a strong suit there on the upgrade. We'll run aggressive until we pit, I think. Rio can also just push a little bit here, has a lot of fuel. See if we can re-overtake Norris. Magnussen though, again, Hamilton is just kind of running away with it here. Bit unsure here what I want to do. If I want to gamble and stay out a couple extra laps here for a safety car, that was just the yellow.
Did someone run wide
Sainz running
there?
wide, okay. Because it's either we stay out a little bit extra to try and see if we get a safety car, or we get in and hopefully before we get caught out by the cars behind. So I think we pit this lap for... That's the wrong tire. It's older softs. So that is going to kind of cause a little bit of pain, but it should be okay. And we'll have GO2 run full attack for a lap or 2.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Also give him a push now once he comes out. So let's see if he can come out before the McLarens and Gio, and just barely made it. Okay. Around 20 laps to go. Can we close down to person 6th? Hamilton? Gonna be a bit of a challenge, but honestly a safety car right now would benefit us immensely. Honestly. Because of the current situation. So we shall see how that plays out. We could get lucky here. Hello, Jason. Not many DNFs. Most DNFs are due to accidents, to be honest, so you're not wrong. It's just that they haven't really implemented... that's unfortunate, where Gio came out. If they come out ahead of Ocon, that would be amazing. They haven't really implemented the technical DNFs, unfortunately. That's sort of realistic, yeah, I suppose, Dean. Magnus always fastest lap. Let's hope that I haven't pulled a Ferrari here. Yeah, the lack of mechanical failures. The fact that the main the main source of DNFs is cars crashing into each other. So on certain tracks where there aren't really a high danger of that happening, and particularly later in the saves when things like that get a bit safer, so to speak, it doesn't happen as often. Getting about 1.1 second, could potentially fight Paris again. We'll see. Yeah. Would be hard for them to add mechanical failures to the game. It could be. But honestly, a mechanical failure for this game could also just be that you have a more reliability of, say, your engine, your ERS, and your gearbox. That you have sometimes just a random, they take 10, 15, 20% part damage. It happens in reality. It would be annoying for sure when it happens to you. But I feel like it would make the game feel more alive from my perspective. Gio's doing good, running 1.4 seconds quicker than cars in front. 1.3 seconds quicker than Rick. So I think he might make his way up there. It's going to be a bit challenging though. Going to have to get immediately through the DRS trains. Yeah, second half of the races is a lot of crash fest, to be fair. I'll see what we do with Magnussen. Probably not the best strategy this weekend, unfortunately. We got stuck behind Perez, and that is actually going to help Perez out a lot here.
That's a new race position for Haas.
Giovinazzi is still making work though, getting battle. Next is Bottas. Then then up to Norris here. Yeah. Mechanical failures, just I was about to say random punctures, but not really random punctures. Have punctures be an outcome of cars crashing, debris on the field. But again, it's kind of, I think it's something they struggled to implement, honestly. It is a good base to work off of. I do agree with that. I'm just interested in seeing what they make with this this base canvas of theirs. There we go. Gio got Bottas. Now it's 5 seconds up to Norris. I think Magnussen we can just leave at this stage because he just doesn't have the pace to catch Perez at this rate. 7 laps to go. Unless Perez runs wide, nothing's gonna happen, so we can just leave him be. I think it's better that we focus a little bit on Gio here. Try and get him to the McLarens and potentially here in 8th place. He does have a lot left on his tires, you are correct on that, so we can actually go a little bit more aggressive on them. We will try and push Gio to 8 here. Magnussen running his own ship at the moment. Should be okay. Excuse me. But yeah, Gio is very, very soon within DRS. Hopefully. Tune down fuel usage a little bit. We might have to save at the end, but I think we'll be fine. Magnussen is okay. He's 0, 2 plus 1. He'll be okay. Gio is running kind of risky here. But I think he's about to maybe send it. Go on.
Okay, we need to save some fuel. Copy.
There we go. That's a good start. And there's actually a second gap between Alonso and Norris, so we might get DRS.
Good job.
Haas with an overtake.
4 laps remaining.
4 laps remaining, yes. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's just bad strategy from my side here for Magnussen. We should put him on a safe one-stopper. Yeah, this slight gap here between Norris and Alonso will probably actually help us out. And it did. So, put him back to standard for now.
Okay, back off.
And I think that should be good enough for him to keep his position. Dio's gonna get that P8? Yeah, I hope so too. And honestly, just judging by lap times, half a second quicker there on the last one. But as you can see, Magnus is still running pretty quick lap times at the moment. But it's just a bit too late, unfortunately. If we had a VSC safety car to help us out a little bit, I think we would have had a lot better chance here. which is unfortunate. Okay, Gio is getting closer to Norris. Should be fine here now with running aggressive to the end. And if we need to, we could give him a little bit of overtake, but I think he'll get it now on the straight. Oh, not really. Might need to give him a little bit more support then. Leclerc is about to start his final lap. Which means that we have a little bit over 1.5 laps to go. Since we are not lapped. Magnussen still just doing his own thing, looking good. Could push fuel a little bit here. But I'm thinking we do main straight. And we push fuel and ERS that we have left over.
This is the final lap.
And
now.
just give him full attack through this corner. Well, these next few corners more like
These
it.
guys.
Yeah, copy.
Don't really have a lot of energy to use though. Is one of the problems here.
Coast.
I think we are fine. And I think we can run full attack here just to get a little bit away from him.
Good job. Okay, more lifting coast, please.
Tune it down a little bit here so we don't send it into a wall or something. But we have already a pretty decent gap here, I think.
That's Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
The only positive that we can take away from this is actually Verstappen
Checkered flag.
didn't win. He didn't run away too far from us. Norris locked up there.
Yeah, that was a good try.
Unfortunate for them.
Checkered flag.
He actually
Take a look
crashed.
now.
Oh.
Now just take a look at the McLaren. Oh, a nasty.
I'm just very happy he didn't, you know, take out Italian Jesus there. Because that could have happened. Okay. So yeah. Hamilton here, jumping up 15 places though. Powerful showing. Magnussen gained 6 points. Verstappen gains 12. Giovinazzi 5. Extra point for fastest lap. Safari 1 3. Merc 2 and 5. And Red Bull 4 and 6. And then we have Alonso and Ricciardo for Alpine and McLaren finishing out the points. That was a driver championship then. We are still a little bit behind Verstappen. It's going to be difficult for sure to close it in here. 10 pole positions versus 0. But we do have a chance there. We'll see. Ferrari has overtaken us though in the championship here with their results. Mercedes is also caught up a lot. So we're actually kind of struggling here to just fight for second and third, which is actually good to see. You on the Grand Karen? Hello? It's like you're having a kind of a rough time here. Let's see. I think we could just continue. Did lose a bit of money here from guarantees. Qualifying position streak, we failed that one. It's unfortunate. I believe I said 6th, we qualified 7th. But yeah. Looking a bit interesting though, because we don't have any more upgrades that will be coming in, because we already put on everything. I think we have another suspension, but that's it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what how the last few races here this season actually going to play out. We have Monza coming up next, which actually shouldn't be a problem. Regulation vote, financial changes, cost cap. Sure. We'll agree to that. Ford is still happy though, can't complain. And as I said, the car is kind of nerfed. Ferrari did a good race last time out, and as you can see, we are very lacking in high-speed corners. That's kind of what we're suffering from right now. But other than that, we really have a midfield car. We're kind of good in the low-speed corners, but generally we aren't that good. is a problem. I have a money tier because I am not upgrading facilities as part of the challenge that I'm doing. I should probably refurbish the wind tunnel. So as you can see, everything is level 2 for factory and design, level 1 for the rest. Same here for staff facilities, maximum level is 2. Probably refurbish this as well. And as you see here, the only thing we really upgraded is the weather center. So due to that, I haven't been using money. I don't spend money on upkeep. As you can see here, and that leaves me with a ton of extra cash. Very simple condition. Okay, it actually happened just now. That's fair then. Yeah, let's head to Monza. Should actually have a car design done during the race. So I'm still gonna gamble one driver top 6. Both drivers in Q2. We can try and go fastest lap again, I think. And let's say top 6, 5 races, because the other teams are gonna have engines that are gonna suffer. Particularly once we get to Singapore, Suzuka, Abu Dhabi, we can take advantage of safety cars. So that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, we don't do emergency manufacturing. We do a lot of rushed, but we don't do emergency manufacturing. I haven't tried anything on this safe slot in terms of database, but I've been experimenting. It looks like you can do some interesting stuff, honestly. Car parts knowledge make it a big difference. Car parts knowledge is basically the extra stance. The car part limitations. Sorry, not the car part limitation. The car part knowledge. I assume that you're talking about... Just give me a sec here. This thing right here. Increases the driver's performance during race weekend. They learn how to get most of their new car setup. It's basically just tied to the performance bonus, as you can see. So other than that, it's not a big difference. It's a couple of points. But of course, if these points go into braking, they're cornering, things like that, it does matter a little bit. I wouldn't be worried, really, honestly. I wouldn't max the weather center, though, because the weather in this game, I might just have, you know, what should I call it? PTSD from earlier, when the weather center could be severely off. They might have actually fixed it. But I'd say upgrade the weather center, just so that the weather doesn't come as a big surprise in some races. I just feel like even, unless it's maximum, it's just too imprecise. Like even 90% will just give you very, very weird information. I don't know in this patch. I haven't tested really the lower ones, but in earlier versions, if you didn't have your weather center maxed, like 60% could mean that you could miss when rain started by about 10 laps. And a slight exaggeration, probably 5, 6, 7 laps. But at the same time, you didn't know if it was going to be interrain or if it was going to be wet rain. You had no clue. It felt like a roll of the dice, and you'd usually have potentially, judging by the lines in the data, 4 or 5 pit stops, but none of them ever really matched. It was always a different time. Some of them didn't even need to be done, so the weather center kind of made strategy completely useless. So yeah, that is the only thing that I had a bit of a concern on that. Okay, let's get this set up. Monster, I believe we don't really want wings altogether. Just take them off the car. Don't need them. I think that's okay. Car pass looking good. Jack's favorite man in the seat. Yeah, weather center used to be super important, but they might have lightened it up a little bit. We're actually having light rain at Monza, so yeah, it's kind of a rough one. Yeah, honestly though, that I feel like that is fine, Jack. Like, yeah, missing the start of the rain by a lap or two, that's something you can expect, but I don't see any like Formula 1 theme really missing it to the degree where they'd be like, oh, it started raining and we had no clue. 5-6 laps early. I have, since the setups don't change between seasons or races, there's some decent presets that you can use. But like 1 or 2 laps is fine. Like if it's very close between inters and wets, it's fine that it misses 2. But when the game predicts you to have enough rain that you can go out and, you know, bathe in the streets and it barely dribbles, that's when you want to fire your weatherman, honestly. Yeah, that one is a good rule of thumb, but again, it's only a good rule of thumb if you have an upgraded weather center.
Thank you for joining us here today. Once practice is over, qualifying will be on.
Again, T-Bay, it's if you Google, you should find like a Steam guide that has presets for you. That makes this a lot easier to just set up. So it's not really that impressive. Hey, Magnussen, I wonder what you did to end up down there. That's a decent practice. Not the best, but not the worst either. Let's put in the proper engine parts. Get ready for the race. We are going to have light rain for the race itself, so that could be very, very interesting. Usually at Monza, the rain starts basically as soon as you've used your softs. So potentially with that in mind, we could end up in a situation where we can take advantage of AI having poor planning capabilities.
Ready to check.
Okay, Kieran, I'll have a look at it after the stream, maybe. I don't think... Did I even have Discord open? I might have a look at it in a little bit. So yeah, we'll assume you put it under showcase. That is a pretty good track projection upgrade, yeah. Ferraris are only just getting Q3, crazy. 100 braking for Piastri, yeah. Hello, Toxney. Welcome. Willie, the thing is, braking is one of the 3 stats you can buff during practice with an extra 3 points. So you can actually stop at 97. And that allows you to pretty safely get max during the races. Geo blocked by Pat. Yeah. It is just Q1 though, so hopefully we won't have to send him out again. But and we can try if we need to. Merc's looking powerful. We'll see where the Ferraris end up here. Managing Williams in Season 1 is just pure pain. It is until you get a couple of underfloors done, and then you can start competing. Magnussen seems safe, but Gio seems to be kind of in a problematic zone. I'm glad it helped you, Tox. Yeah, hope you enjoyed them. Now the question is, do we gamble on Gio being safe? He was safe last time around. He is close to Sonoda though, so I think we just give him a run on the scrubs again. And just play safe. Magnussen in 5th up there should be perfectly okay. Did Verstappen just stop and immediately leave again? Is that what I just saw? Might have said GR, it's slightly too late here, we'll see. If he makes it in time, it's going to be close. He's not going to make it. Sent him out a bit too late though, unfortunately. Ooh, Gio living on the edge right now. No, Tsunoda. Tsunoda pipped Gio. That's my bad though. I should have sent him out earlier. I have failed you. Jesus.
Radio check, Kevin.
Radio is good.
You're playing the 2023 database, yeah? So you're basically ahead of everyone else? Yeah, the thing is with Williams Season 1, you can just focus research all out. And you'll still have a fairly decent car in Season 2. And you can spend the rest of the money to upgrade your facilities. And as long as you don't go into depth, even if you finish like last of a race, I don't think they'll fire you. But I haven't been in that position, so I honestly don't know. 4 times behind the Ferraris, that is acceptable. 6 times behind the Merc, though, that's scary. That's fair. It can be a bit confusing once you get first into it. I think we are gonna... Do I want to send Magnussen out here just to be safe? Verstappen is definitely gonna jump us, I think. I think we do it just to be safe. There they all go. Yeah, we'll just play it safe here. Kinda need to try and keep up. If Verstappen actually falls out here, that would be a big upset. And benefit us a lot. To be fair though, it also is still a couple of weeks until we get Magnussen was safe. Kind of a waste there, unfortunately, with the tires then. But it's still a couple of weeks until the next race, fortunately, so the game does help tidy over that. We'll save this extra set of tires for the race. Then again, we don't know exactly how wet it's going to be. We might not have a need fairness offset at all. We shall see.
Radio check, Kev.
Radio is good.
If you design all pass on Intense Willy, 4 slots for the entire season, you can reach it. Also, if you have a lot of overhead from your facilities. But it's actually kind of a challenge to reach cost cap, unfortunately. It's actually kind of difficult. And it doesn't actually give you any big negatives, it's just fines. So, I wouldn't be too bothered with the cost cap. It's not actually a big deal in this game. Yellow flag.
I think there's been a lockup.
Tap him with a lockup. No, there's out lap though, so well, his fast lap, hot lap should be fine. Magnus not really blocking Leclerc. Oh, it actually was his hot lap. Verstappen have wasted 1 lap here. We're slow because we're using old softs and we got a little bit of blockage. So we'll use another set of fresh air for the final run. And that should be fine. Your income isn't even close to hitting cost cap? Yeah, I know. You have to really try to break cost caps. They're very, very minor. Like, it's just money, these willies. So even if you are getting close to cost cap, you don't need to worry. It's not a concern. Like, if it actually hurt you, like, say, what they did to Red Bull, like, gave you less wind tunnel CFD time, then maybe it would be a concern, but honestly, it's just money at this stage. Hey. Said about a little bit too late here. Can't really get any tow from the Mercs. Focusing underfloor in the wings is really good, yeah. See you later, Willie. Magnussen just 8th so far. That's a slight disappointment. It's not even slight, it's a big disappointment. So we are falling backwards there. Bottas is going to take a penalty, going to push up to 7th. We have Paris behind us, so it's just going to be how quickly can we get by Norris to keep up with Verstappen and the Ferraris.
The time has come to fight it out. It's race day.
Hello, Marco. I'm glad I helped, but you probably did most of the work, honestly. I hope you are enjoying the game at least. Leclerc just T-bone Magnus. K-Mag? Ooh. That sounds painful, Edster. Please don't jinx me. The performance-wise here, softs are quicker than mediums for about 10 laps. So competitive performance does seem to be correct. Hards, medium to hard here would probably be a very good choice. Just do a one-stopper, it's a long pit lane, almost 30 seconds. And one-stopper is what you'd expect. But we know rain is coming, so let's have a look here and see when it's coming. Coming around lap 15. So, fresh softs here, running inters to the end. Basically, yes. Question is, are we going to have to run 2 sets of inters or just 1? But this does allow us to just start on the softs and just push. That should be okay. Stuff should be good indeed, yes. I believe. I wish, what was I even saying there? I think we are going to just have to stick with this engine. Kind of need this for Singapore. I don't think we take penalties here, even though it's potentially a good position to do it in. We will start them on fresh softs. We will be pushing from the get-go and get some track position. I think that is what we do. That should help us out. Overfuel by a lap, as we usually do. It's annoying when your driver isn't at fault. Yeah. That is true. Well, I won't need to double stack either, but that's just because I threw Gio under the bus in quali.
Now we should have... Here we are at the oldest circuit in Europe. For this, the Italian Grand Prix.
I see a medium tire on Norris.
Away we go.
Russell medium, Verstappen medium, Alonso medium. Kinda helping us out here. Kinda. But we'll have to get by Norris relatively quick here, I think. Gio is already making a move. Very good.
Good job.
And is Magnussen going to be able to send it here? Not really.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Yeah. Fortunately, Marco, it seems like the places where accidents can happen is kind of predetermined, unfortunately, which makes it a bit boring. And we just don't get the overtake there. I don't know if it's worth running aggressive for a lap or two just to get by. We shall see. Yeah, there's basically just certain corners, certain spots where cars will crash. And mainly when you have big problems is because a car locks up and hits another. Instead of just going into the wall. Or going off. Could micromanage energy here to give him when he needed it. Verstappen kind of running away here, but we should get DRS before that, so we'll at least be able to stick with them. So if we pit strategically with the long pit lane, we might be able to get an advantage from that. Abu Dhabi turn 4 such plays, yeah. I hired Gio because Chad wanted it, mostly, but also because he's actually a good choice. In terms of, because I'm testing this game with Haas here, mainly due to me wanting to do a longer game with Latifi and Stroll. So Gio is technically the control group right now. So it kind of all just worked out in that manner.
DRS enabled.
Just lacking a bit of top speed here. We are. Mick had to go. Well, we tried to re-sign Mick, but Mick just didn't want the money. Like, I think we gave him a contract with 5 times as much as he was currently getting. And Mick was just like, nah, we don't like that. I don't like that. Which was unfortunate. Put it like that. Go on then, lad. Good work, Magnussen. Yeah.
Okay, good job. That's one.
We tried to give him a new contract, and no matter how, like 5 times his current salary wasn't good enough, so
Haas with an
we
overtake.
decided to do something fun instead. Looked like Magnussen was about to kill Verstappen there for a little second. I have tried Hauge. He's decent, but he is a bit slower to develop compared to Piastri, Doohan, or Cher. So he's good, but not great. Honestly, that was kind of the idea behind this thing too, but Schumacher just didn't want to resign. So I really couldn't really. I think we have reached some sort of stability, so I'm just going to speed things up until we get through the rain. And can expect the rain to hit around lap 14. That's when it starts. Doohan. But the Australian populace have told me that I butchered his name, and it's supposedly Doohan. The pronunciation, but he's written D-O-O-H-A-N in game. Drogovic, before he becomes good, is gonna need some work on brakes. That one, yeah. For sure, Doohan, Piastri, There's actually a lot of talent, considering that you only have 3 places to fill. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Let's see, 14.
Haas with an overtake there.
I don't think it's worth it to push the tires. We just won't get enough out of them if we do. Gio making moves. Let's see if we can catch up to Alonso. Hamilton win the 8th after spun in 48 lap. Got saved by a red flag. That is pretty good. Currently though, Gio is actually moving up pretty rapidly. He's already caught up to Alonso. But since Alonso is already 4 seconds slower than Ocon, I would assume he's running a wrecked car. Not really. Is Ocon running fresh? Not really. What happened here? Ocon's running soft versus Alonso's mediums. Okay. Verstappen, engine, other parts are starting to get weak. And particularly around Singapore, this is going to hurt him a lot. Leclerc and Sainz are both starting to hurt, which explains why we have the Mercs now running ahead of them. Although Russell is also starting to hurt a bit. That'll be interesting to watch. Magnus is still holding on for dear life. And Gio is still just playing with Alonso here. We'll see if we can close down to basically Paris in front. And Paris is the leader of that DRS train. Disappointed when it's spun.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
I believe we're currently P3 in constructors. Hello, Maddie. Sponsor your car with Logitech. Does it actually have proper sponsors?
We expect rain again.
Wet weather predicted in 4 laps. Okay. We can go probably full on attack though.
We'll catch these guys.
On both sets of tires, I think. The question is now if I pit at the end of this lap or the next. I think the next.
Haas with an overtake.
Yeah, I think the next we pit. 3 minutes here.
Someone's run wide.
If we're lucky, we might make something work here. So we'll be pitting Magnus in this lap for Inters. And that should work out in hopefully our favor. 2 minutes to rain. I'm just hoping that the rain starts after the other cars have crossed the pit lane, because that is when we'll get maximum gain from it.
Who's running wide there?
So 2 minutes. We might be pitting slightly too early with that in mind, but it might just be worth it. Oh, there we go. Rain has started and we are leaving the pit lane as it's happening. So for this to be a success, we'd have to come out. Please. There we go. We have these 3 cars in front of us, so that's going to be painful. We're going to have to come out, see if we come out ahead of the other cars. Rain is slowly going up, though. Speed running with Haas? Not really. Yeah. This should work. The only problem is that we might get held up by the other cars. Tires are nearly overheating, should be fine too. They'll cool as soon as we get a little bit more water on the track. And currently we are 28 seconds behind the leaders. It didn't actually pit yet, so it isn't raining super hard. We are actually losing a little bit of time right now. Yellow flag, Gasly off. It did not go super wet immediately. So this is going to be interesting to watch, honestly. I don't think I've had this low stable rain before. We have some cars pitting. I don't think Magnus is going to get them, though, unfortunately. Nah, I should have pushed a bit harder, maybe. Gio is jumping up ahead of Alonso. So it actually is not wet enough yet. It's basically the same on slicks and inters. Yeah, unfortunately, if it gotten a little bit more wet there, we would have been fine. But it did not hit hard enough. Now, the other cars here, on the other hand, we might be good for. Verstappen is unfortunately safe there. That's going to be a problem. But yeah, I couldn't really push the tires because they turn into scrap immediately. But we are going to have to pit again at one point. Or are we?
Was that a lock-up on the track?
I don't think we are. I think they're lost to the end.
McLaren gain a position.
I was just surprised they stopped at 080 and didn't make any changes. But now it's starting to get wet out there. Let's see here. If we assume these lost to the end, they'll just barely do it. We stop on a new set halfway through. Would that be quicker than, as I said, just doing this? New set would potentially be slower, so we'll see what we do. If we have a window to pit, we might just try and do that. But for now, this rain might actually be a big negative for us. Track is drying up again. We'll see though, because if the AI keeps on switching back and forth because it dries up, this might actually benefit us greatly. This is just a bit of a weird one, honestly. When you said we can indeed push a bit too. That is true. Ferraris are just running a roadblock up there. Theo did suffer from basically the pit stops, I think, unfortunately. How do you want to play this is the big question. I think for now we just speed up. And we'll see a little bit later if we get something that would allow us to safely pit without losing too many positions. But honestly, we mainly just need for the World Championship to cover Verstappen. And hopefully we can score a victory in Singapore with the help of a safety car or 3. But yeah, currently we have a weaker car, which is making it a bit more challenging for us here. Yeah, Verstappen is actually just that much quicker than us, just running away. 6/10 quicker on that last one. Amazing how all overtaking stops when there's no DRS. Yeah. Gonna have to use energy for that. Basically means micromanagement. 5th and 6th isn't too bad for us in terms of us versus the Red Bull. But it's not great either. It's the thing.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
Battle with a lockup? Where have I seen this one before? I did not know that, Karen, but it's interesting, and just proves that some stats are just way more valuable than others, unfortunately. The Mercs are just running their own little gauntlet here. We'll have to see if they actually end up catching up Red Bull in the end, because at this stage I think they will. They might actually have an interesting end to this season. Against all odds. Track is now drying up again. That too is gonna help, well, not help, have an effect on the tire wear if it stays dry for a little bit. We shall see. Giovinazzi locked up. Yellow flag.
Is that a lockup?
Looks like he's fine though. No damage to car. Lost out a little bit in terms of time.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
And Norris actually overtook Magnussen. So McLaren is building a decent car by the looks of things.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Question now is if Norris quick enough to actually start catching up with Verstappen, because if so, we're just going to leave him up there. It should be doable going to the end, indeed. I think we might have to. Gio, on the other hand. I think even if you pit him, it just wouldn't make too much of a difference. So I think we're just gonna have to hope for the Ferraris keeping Verstappen at bay. And our fight will be with Norris towards the end here. Because we are really losing out this time out. Let's speed things up a little bit more. As long as Magnus is keeping up with Norris, I guess we can be happy. But Verstappen has gotten Leclerc, and Leclerc is now kind of getting left behind. But he did spin, so that explains it. Is he actually getting left behind, though? Let's see. Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit slower. But it's unfortunate for us. Yeah. To be fair, though, we've been losing around the same. So even if we overtake Norris, we won't be able to make something happen. I think it's gonna be difficult, but we can try and make some moves here. See if we can get ahead. There we go. Might need to save a bit of energy. Oh, never mind. We got immediately overtaken.
McLaren gain a position.
Gio is gonna just have to run his own thing. I don't think we're gonna make anything happen there. Hello, Death Valley. Oh, multiple cars crash. Is this a safety car? It's the no, it's the Mercs by the looks of things. Verstappen up into third. What we like to see. The yellow flag so far. Considering where we have Gio, I don't see him getting in the points even if everything goes well. So let's slap him onto a fresh set of inters here, just in case. Put Magnussen back to neutral. But yeah, since both cars are running, safety car is probably a bit too much to hope for.
Contact on the track. Let's take a closer look. Now, just watch the Mercedes here.
Oh!
You can clearly see the contact there.
So potentially damage to
That's a lot of damage.
gearbox there for Hamilton. Russell with a penalty. Looks like the front wing was still, you know, whole though. So Hamilton is pitting. I guess the rear tire got deleted. But yeah, this is bad for us, is the thing, because potentially now we could have Verstappen catch Russell. Because that's a 5-second penalty, so he just needs 3.6 seconds. Not too much left of this race either, so yeah, bit concerning. We have energy, but I don't know if we want to just use it here, maybe? Yeah, Verstappen is still losing out to Russell, so still not bad. The Gio gamble did not pay off.
Haas with an overtake there.
Gio overtakes Russell pits now? Oh, that's just handing Verstappen the victory here. I guess the tires did get screwed over. Problem also is that our tires aren't looking great. Norris has a pretty significant... They went on to wets?
Is that a new
When
race
when did
position
the
for
Ferrari
Haas?
strategists get into the Mercedes garage? What is this? Ferrari strategy infiltrated the Mercedes here to try and get the win, but Red Bull's gonna nab it. I'm hoping Sainz can overtake Verstappen here because that keeps Magnussen potentially in the fight. But yeah, Norris has kind of also been an annoyance here. To be fair, this is one of those places where I don't like getting rain. It just makes it harder to fight everyone. 2 laps to go here now. Do we try and make a move? Or do we wait for the final lap and go all in? You feel like the game is really immersive then, Marco? They should have Inters laps, that's the thing, because they haven't pitted before. Like, if you have a look here for me, there was no... We have 4 sets of Inters. There was no wet practice, no wet quali. So... I don't get it. Like, if we check for... let's see. Is it events? Hi, sir. There we go. As you can see, they've only used 1 set of Inters. Both of them. So... This choice makes no sense from any perspective.
I think we've had a car run wide.
And that's what confuses me here. Do you have an Assi locked up? Yeah, I guess we're gonna just have to go all in there, overtake, final lap, see what we can do.
Kev, if you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy that.
It is time to send it.
Starting final lap.
Come on, Magnussen, you got this. Basically costs us all of our energy though, so that's kind of not great.
Haas with an overtake.
I think we can go full attack at the end. Should probably do the same
Push
here
as much as you
for...
can.
To be fair, I should have done this for Giovinazzi earlier. I've just been a bit too focused
We'll go to
on...
high fuel now.
Copy.
bit too focused on Magnussen. This could be bad. Ah, we're good there. Now, Magnussen, you need to push everything you own.
Good job there.
Okay, 4th. It's not the worst result ever, but
Check the
Well done over the weekend.
if we could go to the FIA, I think I would accuse the Mercs there of throwing, honestly. First they crash into each other, and then they follow up by going on the wets a couple laps later. That's not fun. Win a championship, real life, and Ferrari starts paying really good engineers. Yeah, Merc was using the 60% weather center. Driving clean air could probably work too, yeah. Reverse only dominant while car is dominant. Since you have a winning car is history. Yeah, in the game. To be fair though, it's not the worst result for us. We don't have a super good car at the moment. So 4th is acceptable. It's just a shame that Verstappen got first there due to Ferrari strategy on a team that isn't even Ferrari. Like, what is this? Hamilton is a few hundreds ahead of Stroll in last. That's the man that made up 15 places last race, started last. But yeah, we're still second. It's a bit too much of a gap now, I think, unless Verstappen crashes out a couple of times. That just isn't happening. Let's have a look at the other results too before I speed up. Norris and Ricciardo both scoring points for McLaren. Both Alpines getting in the points. Bottas getting points for Alpha. Interesting. It's good for us though. It means that Merc one didn't catch up to us, but at the same time, it gives way more points to Ferrari and Red Bull. And to be fair, we also gain more points, but I'd rather have less points for us and less points for these two teams as well. But yeah, it's a weird one. Yeah. Merc starts with 50% accuracy, yeah. Verstappen dominance. Well, there are big regulation changes in 26. It would be next couple, yeah, 3 years. Well, next couple of years. We shall see. Driver bonuses. I thought for a second that since it said finish 10 or higher, bonus clause that Giovinazzi did something amazing while I didn't pay attention. But yeah, we are suffering right now from a lot of things. Sign complete for the suspension. Is this the suspension that had the what's it called? The CFD time? Because if so, we do want to manufacture it ASAP. Race is in 18 days, so we can kind of do it normally, but we'll just do it rushed because just in case we have some accidents. Let's have a quick look here. New design. What's it with ATF? Does anyone remember if the last suspension I made was with this or not? It looks like it was, honestly. At least it can resurrect. Honestly, Rasik, I didn't expect anything else with it, with the low braking. Let's see, what do we want to do? Honestly, I think I made every part then. We're making a front wing right now. Let's go ahead and make side pods, but these are going to be cooling side pods. I'm going to use... It doesn't actually have an effect on cooling. That's interesting. Okay, so don't need to use ATR then. Because as you can see, it doesn't actually affect cooling in the slightest. Optimize cooling. Yeah. I think we're just gonna still optimize cooling, and that'll be okay for this one. And I think the rule that we'll instate in is that we rotate. This is suspension, yes. Because the way that we did things was that for season 1, I was allowed to use CFD ATR on every piece, but I need to use it on every piece once before I could use it again. For season 2, I'm allowed to use ATR and CFD only on the 3 small pieces, so no rings, no underfloor. And I think if we go back to season 1 for season 3, and then we go back to, well, this, where we only use it for 3, alternating. Oh, I said side pod, my apologies. Have I made side pods? I might actually just have to check here. My memory is faulty. Let's double check what I actually have made and what I haven't made. So side pods have 2 versions, front wings have 2, chassis have 2. Did I make a cool... I don't think this would be a cooling one. It just has a bit too much of a stat gain to be a cooling one, is all. So I think that's an all-round upgrade one. Side pods here, with how little they gave me, might have been a cooling one. I might have said side pods, but what I meant was suspension, so I understand your confusion. My apologies. Marco, it's cooling, basically brake cooling has an effect on lockups. So if you have a lot of lockups, you might want to focus a little bit on it. But generally, I prefer just to have a car that is quick enough that you can win races before I start worrying about cooling. Because even if you have the most consistent car, if it's just consistently 8th or 9th, instead of podiums when you don't lock up or spin, I'd say still the podium when you don't lock up or spin is the better car. Yeah. I think I might just put the ATI into the side pod because I believe it was weak. Is that what we figured out? Like the side pod was extremely weak in terms of stat gains. And yeah, this is already better than what we saw from the previous one, so I'll be a bit cheeky here. Might do a small rule break, but I'll allow. Put it onto race performance, and we'll do this, and that'll be our final upgrade for the season. The rest will just be cooling. So let's get this produced. There we go. Okay, next race is Singapore. The land of the crashes. I love that the second I vote for every other team, it's just like no. Before it's just like, that sounds like a great strategy. But yeah, it's still good. Well, it's not only cooling, is the thing. Driver stats matter too. I'm not allowed to do research, Tiba. That is one of the restrictions. It makes sure that my car will be nerfed at the start of every new season, somewhat. And it makes it more interesting from that perspective. So I've never done any research, and I'm not going to be doing any. This new front wing is, I believe, a cooling one, so we'll just get a new one started right away. Get the brake cooling up. Hopefully we don't have an Austria 3 seasons in a row. That would make me sad with this focus on cooling. You know you went the wrong way when only Ferrari's behind you. Car development, again, the high-speed cornering is kind of bad here. I've been very bad at balancing this season, so we need to fix that next season. Janus contract ends soon. Honestly, we're just gonna renew it, or we'll make a decision at the end of the season, I think. Drogovic is starting to get better on braking. We could potentially give him a seat, but I'm tempted to just keep Italian Jesus on for one more year. See if we can get him a win. Both their contracts are ending though, so we do need to deal with that at the end of the season. I have changed the engine manufacturer indeed. We are running the Renault engines, which are actually the slowest. So we have nerfed ourselves in that manner as well. Should probably slip on these new suspensions before I forget they exist. And I think we'll just say one driver into Q3, top 8. Can't try and have fastest lap. And we'll do the same here. Qualifying position 10th. 5 races. That should be alright. Yeah, we have a Monaco only car. To be fair, at the time we were doing Monaco, I think we were the opposite. Like, because this season, the car has been kind of back and forth between low speed and high speed. It sucked the low speed cornering in the beginning. I focused a little bit too much on it, and then it reversed into high speed being very, very bad. Thank you for being a tip. Hope you have a good day. See you later. Yeah, I'd love to be able to just make your car a little bit more individualistic with aero, call it buffs, debuffs, whatever, depending on your design philosophy. Like, make it use more tires, less tires, things like that. Because right now, every car is the same, fortunately. Magnussen, a bit more cornering. With that, we'll head to Singapore. Hope I set up my nose gate correctly, because I have a lot of sniffles. So hopefully you don't hear me basically sounding like a... not factory. see, get things set up. Now the question is, do I want to do a bit of a gamble here in terms of giving even Drogovic a run in Magnussen's car? Do we think Magnus is going to crash if I do that? Because I do want to level up Jesus a bit. Okay, let's get them set up for practice. See. But yeah, I hope they add that to this year's edition. And I think a lot of people are going to be judging this year's edition based on things they believe should be in the game, but aren't yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that exactly plays out. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to mod the cars either, Marco. Just sounds rough, honestly. I don't think I'm going to take any chances with Magnussen and Drogovic. It just seems like we'd be in the wall immediately. 53% confidence. Did they just completely change things around then? Looks like it. Let's, yeah. Try something like that, maybe. We need a bit more. That's not great, but we'll give it a go. Honestly, having some new talents have kind of random retirements would be neat.
Welcome back.
Hey Gio, you have decided to not listen to the advice given. Let's just double check what the starting settings were. Go back to them. And see how far we are away from your ideal. Okay. Let us see here. I think we can move that one like so. So, a little bit of a tackling like there. That might be better. Let's try this. Magnussen's is good. I do not want to manage practice, please. Mercy upon my wretched soul. See you later, Marco. Thank you for subscribing. Glad you enjoyed. There we go, Magnussen P4. See here. I really don't like giving Gio here a good setup. Try that. We are heading into Poly though, so this could be painful, and it's also risky putting up fresh parts on this track because there is a high chance of one of your cars crashing. And that would be sad, but we kind of have to just go all in for Magnussen's sake. I think this is okay. Gio's part should still be very good. He has a good engine. That's the main one. Let us get through qualifying.
Radio check.
Yep.
The thing is though with Schumacher too, he crashed a lot for us earlier, but he has had like 2 incidents so far this season. So I'm wondering what's up with that. Gio 7/10 behind Magnussen, Stroll and Tsunoda 2.5 seconds. Oh, we already had a crash on track. Who is it?
Sounds like there's been a
Vettel.
crash. Here's the replay. Now let's watch this.
If you get him back in the Haas, he'll start crashing again? Maybe.
Dear me.
That
I
should be a
won't have been expecting
wasted...
that.
Like, I'm surprised the tire survived, and we kind of blocked the Ferrari. Vettel did a spin, and still... That just cost him 2 seconds more compared to the Williams cars. That's a bit worrisome. That should already be... Yeah, that looked like it would have wrecked his rear suspension, at the very least. If not even the wing. If a slam like that happened in reality, that will probably be a red flag in that corner. But this looks like it's safe for us to not go out again, honestly. But I'm surprised at the gap here from Hamilton to Verstappen, 3/10. That is a good starting point, Kieran. Not only that, but if his you know, rear suspension and everything is broken in that corner and no one can really get by, be some debris on track too. Would not be a good time for anyone involved. But Barry, of course, too, needing fixing. See, Gio is safe. Turns out all we needed was a bit of a better suspension to run around here. It doesn't bounce as hard. That tells you just how close actually we are to the cars in front. If that suspension is all we needed, that slight boost
Radio check.
to get back in fighting shape, I'm actually going to be kind of amazed. Okay, are we going to get any roadblocks here? I would assume so. There they are. See when we catch up to Alonso and Bottas if it's in a corner or not. Oh yeah. Gio is safe though. Still about 7/10 behind, so I guess Magnus lost maybe a 10th or 2. I think Giovinazzi, we're gonna have to do another fresh set. It's probably doable, Razek, but again, it's just to have someone who's done enough seasons in Formula 1, sorry, Formula 2, Formula 3, it's gonna take a while. And racing is also gonna take a while, but I was considering that in, like, to finish off the Williams save, we have female world champions. But I just couldn't find anyone I could hire. Like, none of them has done enough seasons. So, might go back to that save and just do an edit to the, what's it called? To the requirement. Remove the whole have to have raced 2 seasons in F2, F3. Make it viable. Because since you have 0, like, I have 0 effect on that. And they all gen at 18. It's a bit annoying that it works like that. But it would be fun to try. Okay, let's see here now. Magnussen is safe. Gio, can you jump into Q3? No. Guess I'll have to see after this season if I have anyone I can pick up. Charles is taking penalties. That's good news for us.
Radio check, Kevin.
Radio's good.
See if everyone sends them out immediately. They should. And that should keep us safe from any problems. Verstappen's going to get a tow from Hamilton, though. That is not great. Let's see here. Just send him out. And hopefully we can improve. Because I think the Ferraris are going to improve at least. If we could start second row here, that would actually be kind of amazing. Okay. Unless Norris does something amazing, second row looks viable. Improved slightly. Starting fourth in Singapore, that's actually pretty good.
Race day has arrived.
And pre-race report, long pit lane, guaranteed safety car. Softs again, very, very strong here. 6 tenths. With degradation, it allows them to be quicker for about 30 laps. Mediums to hards, not as strong, but still very, very strong. So doing, again, a 2-stopper under safety car, or even SKC soft to medium, is doable. And we're probably going to do a variation of that. Seen any save any team other than yours shooting up? There has been a few like Alpines, but I've never seen anyone break into like top 3, unfortunately. What's your idea, Karen? I don't really see too many like upheavals, unfortunately. We start soft, we go medium, and then we end soft. Like so. As you can see, it should be faster than the other strategies by set pit stop. And if we can do it on a safety car, it'll give us a lot of room to maneuver. How does this compare to the other one? Okay, so they're about equal. We can stretch it by about 3 laps if we need to. Can I refuel by a lap? That should be good. Alpines in Williams speedrun? Like take the Alpine drivers and slap them in Williams? I think it's just overall facilities they mean when they see when they speak about the facilities, Kieran. Best say for the pit crew, probably focus is that. Front and rear jacks, tires, I believe. So basically, if you need a wing change, you're already screwed. So I don't think that one is worth. Alpine did have a good run, yeah, but again, that's more of an outlier. I haven't seen really anything like that in any of the other ones. So yeah, Dean, focus, probably front rear jack, tires, change it up a little bit, because again, wing change, I don't see that one as important, because if you need a wing change, you're probably out of it anyways. Probably more important to just be quick in general. Personally, I would believe. I think we are ready here for the race. Let's go. Two-stopper.
Clear skies tonight. And this is it. The Singapore Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
See now if we can get a
And
good
away
start
we
for
go.
good old Magnussen. He had a good start, but unfortunately Hamilton in front of him did not. And that did not allow him to make any jumps there. Verstappen is already kind of running away. So as we can see, everyone top 10 running softs. Lower down there, we have some medium runners. But right now, the Mercs are really just running a blockade here for Magnussen. Gio making his way up into the points.
Okay, good job. You'll get back on it. Your pace was excellent.
Is that the new race position for Haas?
Kind of interesting to see if we can actually, you know, get by the Mercs before they become a problem. Looks like there isn't too much we can do right now. Yeah, that plotting against us. It's such a shame because Magnussen had a good start. Russell had an okay one, but Hamilton had a horrible one. I just put him on the back burner. That's right though, Russell is going to fall out of DRS. And that might actually be what we need here. But I'll just speed it up since we aren't actually making any progress right now. Gio 10th, still fighting for positions, which is good. And I think we're just going to go neutral here before we use all of our energy.
Okay, you have DRS.
As you can see, Russell has fallen out of DRS, which allows us to potentially get him here. But it's also annoying, because it means we kind of need to get him quick. We just don't have the speed apparently to do it, which is very, very unfortunate. To be fair though, even if we end up pulling him along, it's fine. I would rather be up front there with the other two, if I could. Give him overtake and see if that helps this DRS struggle. Gio is doing good where he is right now. Don't really need to worry too much. Well, now Russell suddenly decided to, you know, step it up a bit. He's catching up to Verstappen and Hamilton, 3/10 so far. I need to just save a bit more energy before we try and get this done
Charge
then.
on, please.
Copy that.
Leclerc in the back. Still not made any overtakes. That's unfortunate for him. Just proves that it is kind of difficult to overtake here. Yeah, as long as the gap to Verstappen and Hamilton doesn't become too big, I think we're still fine. He's sicking Paris on us. Oh, he's running Paris on us, yeah. Could we make some moves here with Gio? Potentially. Verstappen overtakes Hamilton. That is not good. Again, they just keep on getting gaps. We could actually have Gio just save energy here. He should still be able to keep up.
Charge on, charge on.
Hopefully he won't get overtaken while recharging. We'll see. Same here for Magnussen. Just recharge for a lap or two more. Gio is kind of losing out to the cars in front though because they're switching DRSing back and forth. So let's tune it off for now. Magnussen is still okay. I do have a Sainz coming up from behind. Guess we'll go neutral for now. Give him a lap to DRS back up into the back, and then we'll try and overtake. Yeah, Sainz is becoming a problem. I think we are quick enough that we can try the overtake now in these next sections here. Give him the energy. See if he can use it for something. There we are. But we immediately lost it again. Just back and forthing right now, side by side. And then he got DRS. Yeah, of course. Okay, so we were back and forth, and with the DRS detection point, Russell had it. Was behind us. But since he was basically running side by side, he just past us. That is unfortunate. Yeah. In terms of the strategy, though, from the AI, though, they will pit early because that's how they're set up. So they probably pit within the next 6 or so laps. Magnussen did get the overtake done this time.
Let's take a look at the replay. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
There we go, good job. Now let's see if we can actually hunt down Verstappen and Hamilton. As you can see, we're already pulling out a gap on Russell. Fastest lap immediately. So we are quick around this track. That's the thing. Might need to help Gio a little bit here. Give him a bit of an overtake. Might need to micromanage him slightly too.
You got no DRS.
You had 60% DRS. You already ate it all. Jesus.
Haas with an overtake.
Magnussen is fighting Russell again. That's unfortunate, honestly.
It's a race position gained for
I don't
Mercedes.
get how we struggle so hard to overtake under DRS when they have no problems, and we are catching up to the cars in front where they're not. It's a bit annoying, honestly, but I guess we just lacking that top speed. Gio up in 8 now. Will he be able to catch Alonso and Perez? It's a big question. We shall see. And for Magnussen here, I think we just give you everything here now and see if that is enough to get him on the straight. It's not. Go back neutral. Yeah, Russell not giving up. But it's just, again, it's just a bit annoying. Russell has been lucky so far. CO2, fighting Norris at the moment. We have a lot of side-by-side racing right now, which is a bit concerning.
And McLaren with a great
Because the
overtake.
second we have our lockup, it's going to be not just 2 cars, it's going to be 3. I'm wondering if we should just have Magnussen save a bit of energy again. Yeah, they are. And there we go, they're starting to pit. But we will not be pitting yet. We will be running them a bit further into the ground.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Do I think it would be better for a new player to start with a better car team? Honestly, starting with the best team to like learn the game is fine. It's nothing wrong with that. You can start with a better team, learn the ropes, figure things out a little bit, and then go to a worse rated team to get a bit more challenge out. Need to, you know, push a little bit better to get the most out of it, things like that. So it's up to what you want. If you want a challenge from the get-go, start with a worse rated team. If you want to ease into the mechanics, start with a better rated one. It's again mainly just down to personal preference. Okay, let's run aggressive here for both our cars. And as long as we are running quicker than the cars behind, we might stay out a little bit extra. We shall see here. Cars that have pitted, Verstappen has pitted. That's going to be a bit of a challenge here to see just what kind of lap times he will be doing. In theory, we should still be a lot quicker, but we will see. Everyone except for us has pitted. These medium runners are going to try and run these tires to the end, unless we get safety cars. That's going to be interesting. If we do pit, we're probably going to come out ahead of Verstappen, potentially. So this is going to be interesting to see. Yeah, you also have less expectations from a lower rated team. That's one thing too. We're still quicker than Verstappen, but that's just barely. So I think we stick to the strategy here. We go full on attack. We see how we stack up for a lap or two. And then we make a decision from there. See how we're doing versus Verstappen right now. Because as you can see, Gio is still running about 6/10 slower. Well, not 6/10, so a little bit over 5/10 slower than our car. And Verstappen is actually quicker right now by a couple of tenths. So I'm thinking we get Magnussen in. We get him on the mediums. And worst case scenario, he will stick with Verstappen and Hamilton. And then we will hopefully get them on the softs towards the end. Or if we have a safety car. And I think we'll have to just do the same here for Gio. If we pit him, he'll come out around Alonso and Schumacher maybe? Vettel? Because again, his lap times are still good if you look at them from further back. 44s. Only Alonso that is running quicker. So I think we leave him out for one more lap. We'll see now when Magnussen actually comes out. He'll come out behind. Quite clear behind too. Unfortunately. But I think it's fine. We can just push fuel. We shouldn't be too far behind here. There we go, intervals. Push fuel, go a little bit aggressive on the tires here. Because again, just sticking with the two cars in front will benefit us enough for that sacrifice to be viable. And I think we get Gio in now. Competitor crash, okay. I heard this Max, I thought it was one of ours.
Let's see what happened there. Now look at this. It was the AlphaTauri driver involved. There's the crash.
Luckily it crashed on its own, and I assume it's soft enough here that we don't actually get a safety car, yeah. Jumping Russell, that is a boon, yeah. I am stupid. Did that give you Leclerc flashbacks?
Yeah, okay. And white line, white line.
Magnussen is DRS close now, so that is fine. Let us go balance on fuel too, see if we can keep up. Need to tune down Gio before he deletes those mediums of his, but then again, we're going to be pitting fairly soon. Maybe a bit sooner than we'd like if we have safety cars, but we shall see. Right now, though, I think we're in a good position here. We have Hamilton, we have Verstappen to pull us along. Gio is currently in 9th, ahead of Paris too, so he can make something happen and run a little bit quicker. That would be great. Multiple cars have crashed. Is it Hamilton and Verstappen has had an unfortunate incident? Magnussen, for once you weren't the problem. The question that I have now is, do we pit for softs? I think we do. Because we are going to pit again anyways. That is the plan. These mediums are fresh, but they're still 6 cents slower than the softs. Magnussen does not really have a pittable gap though. That's the only issue. Neither of our drivers do, but we can just conserve. We'll just play it safe. Merc again handing out wins, yeah. Both of them are out, which
Safety car, safety car.
is actually kind of amazing for us. It's
DRS
unfortunate the
is now
safety car is
disabled,
this
DRS
early.
You can take a look now. We're just watching the Red Bull.
Oh, it wasn't.
Oh, no! And there's the crash.
It wasn't really Merc handing out wins this time. It was Red Bull. The only thing I'm considering here is if we want to jump in the pits and get on the softs. Softs into medium. Nah, I'm thinking softs because we started on softs, we have jump into medium. And if we go soft, especially here, it's particularly powerful. Because we do have fresh sets of soft for our boys here. So we could have Gio jump onto softs and then like this. As you can see, it would cost us another 22 seconds. We gain about 7 seconds because of pit stop time. So I think we'll just stay on this strategy, and we'll try and run away on the mediums. I've seen that movie before. Hey, wait, I've seen this one before. So yeah, Magnussen now can just pull away from Russell on the restart. We're going to be good. Not enough of a gap to pit. But say if we'd let Gio run a couple of extra laps, he would be booming right now. Because he pitted, I think, lap 22, and we're on lap 24? Yeah. We let... The accident happened lap 23, so basically the second Gio pitted. So Gio 2 could have had a beautiful moment here. Leclerc still only made up 4 places, though, and 2 of them include a crash. That's a bit painful to watch. Now where is Schumacher? Schumacher up into 9th? That's big.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap.
Copy.
Need to have it on neutral.
Okay, good job. Now pick up your pace.
And use deploy for Magnussen.
Kev, if you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy that.
Hey Billy, we had a Verstappen murder Hamilton moment. Just having the safety car now. Other than that, it's been pretty peaceful. You up into 7th. Schumacher in 9th. Leclerc having trouble overtaking. But yeah, we could potentially have the green missile murder the other Red Bull here.
Okay, safety car is in this lap. Safety car is in.
Copy.
Well, the big question is, can we have a good restart here and get away from Russell? And for Gio, can he make some moves immediately here now? Looks like Russell kind of struggling here. If we can keep this up for a lap or two, he'd fall behind far enough. Gio is currently fighting Vettel. Already forming a gap there. Magnussen has made a gap down to Russell, which is perfect for us. We want to try and maintain the set gap.
Haas with an overtake there.
The fastest lap on a safety car restart. That's a new one. But he did pull it off. We'll have to see now if we can maintain the gap with Russell and Sainz. And if Gio here can, you know, make moves. If Vettel holds up Perez, that would be amazing. We do have... There's a gap forming between the Alpines. Magnussen is maintaining,
is enabled,
so that's
DRS
good.
enabled.
It isn't a lot more one though, and degradation isn't super high at this place, so I wouldn't be putting too much stock in that. The fact that the two Alpines though are struggling this much, like Alonso already getting almost 3 seconds on Ocon.
Haas with an overtake.
But yeah, we kind of want to try and get a gap here. We are planning on going to... I don't think we're going to go to the end. We'll have to see. These tires are going to be murked by the end. They're actually going to survive, but again, it'll take 20 more. They'll be 20 seconds slower. So we'll see here. Potentially, if we get a safety car, we will give up a couple of positions to get on soft tires, I think. We're also running push right now, so that has an effect on the lap times. Yo, does not really look like he's catching Alonso. Excuse me, and he isn't. But we're running 7/10 quicker than the cars behind him, Magnussen. A bit closer this time now, about equal. But even so, maintaining this gap is actually really, really good. But we do need a bigger gap down here. Make a piston to softs viable. Might lose Alonso. If you are far away from the end of the season, you can try and give him a new offer later on, once he gets a bit more patience back. And Geo balance too. Speed things up a bit. I think we are comfortable with the current situation. And we might just allow this to run to the end. We'll see. Ocon is going to have to pit. Vettel's going to have to pit. Schumacher's going to have to pit. Again, they didn't pit because they're the 3 people that started on the mediums. So now they're going to have to pit as well. That works too. Sainz now is the hunter. Let's see if he can catch up to Magnussen or not. Because honestly, these tires will just barely last to the end. So, even though it's technically slower, we might as well just let him do it. Run to the end, I mean. And that way we can just respond to the others. If the gap here gets a bit bigger, or we get safety cars, we might change our strategy here. Hello wipe. Italian Jesus is braking. I think it's still 72, 73. Not great. Unfortunately. Yellow in sector 3.
Sounds like a spin.
Gasly with a spin. They crashed into each other yet, Max? That's usually how my team battles go. Yeah, I haven't really been able to level him quickly. Now Gio is kind of an interesting one. If we pit him, he's probably going to come out pretty far back, like Albon back. And Geo2 can survive to the end. So I think we just leave things be. Like, if we have a safety car, we pit. If we do not, we just let them run to the end of the race. If the other cars pit, we respond. But except for that, we're actually looking kind of okay. Excuse me. Yeah, I haven't really... well then, this is the third race for today's stream, so I haven't actually been able to level him up yet. So he's still left at what he was. Magnussen, though, is gaining a decent amount of lap time each lap. It's just a shame Gio can't do that, but he is maintaining the gap to Perez. Losing out a little bit to Alonso. Which is honestly what you'd expect under the circumstances. Losing out about 2/10s, running same lap times as Perez. Final corner, Bahrain, Gasly locked up. Nah, I haven't been able to play a bunch wipe. On Saturday, I ended up being far busier than I anticipated, and on Sunday, my internet just decided to be completely unstable, and it was gone all evening, fortunately. Yesterday too, I was busy, but I have a little bit of time now where I can stream for a little bit. The anticipation is building. We are starting to get into, you know, a territory where we can pit, but it requires us to pit right now. I think we'll just play it safe, but I see what you mean by anticipation is building. We are catching up to Mick. Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't anything health related though. I am a bit sniffly and a bit coughy, but I'm feeling fine. So it was just real world obligations and misfortune. So no biggie. Yeah, these will just barely make it to the end. Okay, Max in line for a W? Yeah, I think so too. Hopefully. Theo is starting to lose out a little bit though to Perez. But again, I don't think it is enough that he'll be caught before the end. The fact that we've only had one safety car so far though is kind of mad. I'm not going to push fuel. I think the tire wear... Never mind. I jinxed myself. I was about to say, I think it's more important to keep tire wear where it is. Let's see, 8 laps if we pit. Can we make up the positions? I think so. Got such a big gap, I don't think the undercut will work. Yeah, I think we'll still be able to make something work even if we pit, but let's see how many laps this is left. 8 laps. Let's see, 3 for safety car, 5 laps. It's risky. What's the estimated pit time set under safety car? 16 seconds. We might beat out Alonso if we do pit. Meaning we need 2 overtakes. I need you to push everything you own to the pit lane, Magnussen. Oh, and I need you to do the exact same thing, Gio. Because Gio here, again, 16 seconds, he could come out ahead of Norris. He should be able to overtake Perez. And then he has a good fighting chance against everyone here on the older tire, especially Perez and Norris. And we might even see some of the others pit as well. So we are just gonna go all in here, try and push to the pit lane.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a
Tsunoda's crashed out.
Let's take a closer look. Now let's look at this. The focus on Tsunoda.
Now where before have I seen a Williams crash within the last few laps of a race? It looks like he just didn't want to turn though, honestly. Yeah, can Magnussen come out ahead of Alonso? No, that's going to be impossible. Still think we will be okay though, honestly. Gio is going to come out ahead of Leclerc, but behind Norris. So again, I think he too can jump 2 places, maybe more. We shall see here when how long this safety car goes for. But just the pure pace difference from tires here should be more than a second. Like probably 1.5 seconds. So I think it should be worth it. And lap cars may now overtake. Means that we'll have 1 more lap after this. The RSs have been fully charged.
So overtake is available if you need it.
Copy that.
And we can also push fuel all the way to the end. And go aggressive on the tires. We can literally do whatever we want here. So might have a 1-2 in order here if Gio makes some good moves.
Safety car in this lap.
Got it.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy.
See here how this goes. Give Magnussen the overtake. Give Gio the overtake. Gio's already behind Magnussen, so let's put him to neutral for now. Give him the overtake too. There we go. Alonso already down.
Great job.
I want to see Gio's double jump there because we kind of missed that.
Well done, Kev.
There we go. Gio immediately making moves.
Very good job.
Now it's Magnussen versus a Ferrari.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Gets that done pretty easily. Gio's turn. Are they actually gonna get it done within a lap? That would actually be mad.
Okay, good job, Kev. That's 1.
Gio is giving it a go at least. There we are. And Magnussen is getting Russell in front of us too.
Did a good job.
So yeah, the soft tires are just
Nice work.
very, very strong here. Let's just put it like that.
Haas with an overtake
Let's just have Magnussen deploy and run away. Can also tune it down so we don't completely burn up all the tires. I think we can run Gio a little bit more. Still an aggressive, it should be fine. Magnus already kind of breaking the slipstream there. And then we just
4
have
laps remaining.
Gio go deploy as well. There we are.
Yeah, good job.
Haas with an overtake.
To be fair, that final safety car did help us. It did not cause problems. It made it possible to potentially get a 1-2 here. Let's tune Gio's tires down so we don't get an, accident due to that. And now I think we just let him run to the end. I would have given Gio the victory here, but we still have a chance with Magnussen to get the first in the championship here. So, unfortunately for Gio, I value that a bit higher. But it's looking good. Can speed it up a bit more. And I'm just surprised that we see Norris out of Paris here. I don't think anyone else pitted during that pit stop. Nah, no one did.
Starting final lap.
But yeah, we already gained 10 seconds. Like, the lap time difference here is just insane. 38.8 versus 42.2. So, I said 1.5 seconds. I was very mistaken. It's 3 seconds. 3.4 seconds, basically. Now, Gia is running actually a second slower than Magnussen, though. So, about 2 seconds for him.
Checkered flag.
Honestly, man, the car was superb. Really good.
Yeah, for once we
You did
did
an awesome
indeed
job.
have the HAASterclass.
Checkered flag.
Russell
checkered
gets
flag.
third, Sainz fourth, Norris fifth, Alonso sixth, Perez seventh, Ocon eighth, Ricciardo ninth, and did I see a Leclerc 10th? Yeah, Southern Singapore might be just a tad too good here. Leclerc just barely getting into the points though. That's gotta sting a bit. Alpine getting a bunch of points, McLaren getting a bunch of points, Red Bull and, well, Hamilton, Merc are gonna be busy. Driver Championship then. We are 16 points now behind Verstappen. It's going to be difficult, honestly, to catch up those 16 points, I think, but we have an opportunity. Giovinazzi moves up to 8th, past Alonso. Ocon moves up to 10th, past Bottas. Norris moves up past his teammate. Constructors, again, we are getting closer to Ferrari. Merc, we kind of getting in more of a safe gap. We're not getting a Red Bull, though. That's just not happening. You'll get it in time, at least, Toxiny. I can guarantee it. There are some tracks in particular where softs just are stupid good. Baku, for one. And Singapore. Like, if you get a safety car and the other cars are running old tires, as you can see, the softs there at the end were doing lap times that were 2 to 3 seconds quicker a lap. And with a safety car, that means you basically run over everyone. So even if you have to give up a couple of positions, it might be worth it if people are running older tires. So Gio, you have received the blessing of 74 braking now, which is good for you. When tunnel refurbishment complete? Again, we need to keep all the small boosts we have. Could upgrade it to level 2, but I think we keep it where it is. And in terms of Suzuka, I unfortunately have to go. I have early shift tomorrow morning. And I'm going to be brave and say both our drivers in Q3. So yeah, we will probably end it here. It's a good ending though, with the HAASterclass. Again, apologies for starting a bit late. It was 10-15 minutes late, unfortunately. Lost track of time, which is my bad. Next stream, probably Thursday. I can promise Thursday. I can't promise tomorrow. But this weekend, unless something interferes with my life, I should also be able to stream again. So probably Thursday, maybe tomorrow, bit unsure. But big thanks to everyone who has been here watching. Hope you've enjoyed. First 2 races weren't too good this today. Still pretty decent. And yeah, it's indeed Champions League time. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be watching Champions League. I need to get some stuff done before tomorrow morning. Yeah, hope everyone has enjoyed, and I hope to see you around next time. Thank you very much for watching. Dean, thanks for membership again. Yeah, hope to see you all next time. Bye bye.